Hey guys, what's up? Queenie K here. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I just wanted to sit down and talk to you guys real quick about some YouTube stuff that people might be wondering, because I feel like I do get a lot of questions on YouTube channels and just like growing your channel and stuff like that. And obviously by the title you can see that I put that these are tips that bigger YouTubers might not tell you, and I'm not saying that because they're trying to like keep it secret or whatever. I'm not trying to be shady or weird or like say anything weird about anybody who has a huge channel. It's just that when you get to a certain point, I feel like you forget certain details that kind of helped you in your little struggle times. And obviously my channel is not huge, so I'm still in a place where I'm trying to grow and I'm trying to like do a lot, and I still remember all the little things I've been doing, or all the little things that I had to do in the beginning that really helped me along my journey. So I'm just gonna go down a list and try to be as detailed as possible but quick to the point and precise. If there's any other questions at the end of this video, please comment down below and I'll try to help you guys out. But I'm gonna try to like shoot through everything I can think of and try to give you guys as much detail as possible to help anybody who wants to start a channel or who's trying to grow their channel. So enough talking, let's just get into it. So for the first thing, I want to talk about cameras. So what do you need to start filming? Do you need a point and shoot camera? Do you need a DSLR camera? Or do you just use an iPhone? The answer to that is either, whatever you can afford. If you have a good quality camera on your phone, you can use your phone. Just make sure you have good lighting. So if you do not have a professional camera, you can get some good footage just by using good lighting. Even if you have an amazing camera and bad lighting, your videos are still going to look low quality. So the first thing you need to take care of is your lighting, and then deal with the camera afterward. But if you can't afford a DSLR, the next thing down is to go for a point and shoot camera, which you can also use for vlogging. So if you want to do vlogging and sit down things, that's also a great option, because DSLRs you can't really carry around. Or if you just can't afford either of those, just use your phone and try to set it up as best as you can. Get a little tripod that holds your phone, and just make sure you're in frame and all that, and then just make sure you're filming it properly. And along with that, you are going to need good lighting. So when it comes to the camera, that's all you need. Just figure out your budget and decide which one is best for you. Just don't forget the lighting. When it comes to filming, I always attach my computer to my camera. So there's a cord attaching my camera to my laptop right here, and this is basically my viewfinder. So instead of looking into that tiny little screen beside the camera, I set it up on my laptop with the Canon EOS whatever, and I make sure that I can see myself here in bigger form to make sure that I'm focused, to make sure that it is crisp, okay, and to make sure that everything is lined up the way I want it to be lined up, because you can really be deceived by that little view screen. You'll think you're in focus, but you're not at all, which is the most frustrating thing. So I totally recommend doing that, connecting your camera to your computer if you can. And I know there is an app, I believe, that you can control your camera from your phone. I personally don't have it. I think it's an EOS Canon app. I don't know about other cameras, but there's an app where you can like control your camera from your phone, which is really cool. I think it depends what camera you have. Lighting, you can use natural lighting, you can use umbrella lights, which is what I use, or you can use a ring light, depending what you are doing. You can set up your camera in any way. I have 2 umbrella lights and a light that's actually stationed on top of my camera that's shining at my face, and then I have a window over there. So there's a lot of light coming in during the daytime especially, and I feel like it creates the best like look for me. But you can choose whatever works for you, whether it's natural light, umbrella lights, ring lights, a little light on your camera, whatever it is. Okay, so when it comes to backdrops, you have 2 options. You can do like more of a lifestyle backdrop, kind of like this, where it's just like my natural room with like a plant, or like if you want to have shelves in the back, or like your bed and like decorate it nicely, you can have like an environmental kind of background, or you can do backdrops. So when it comes to backdrops, I personally like 2 options. One's more expensive and one's a bit cheaper. The cheaper one that I started out with is by using fabric. So I just go to the fabric store and I buy like 3 yards of, was it 3 yards? Probably more than that. I buy fabric and I just pin it to my wall. I make sure it's ironed. Nobody wants wrinkly background. Do not have a wrinkly background, please, or try your best to iron it. If it's textured, just try to make it look neat, because nothing is worse than a backdrop that's just like wrinkly and saggy. So if you're going to use material, make sure it's ironed, steamed, whatever it is. So that's the first option. That is the cheapest option. Or just use your room wall, because that's free. And you can decorate your room however you want and kind of have that like aesthetic and feel in the background. Or you can go for some paper backdrops. So you can get photo backdrops that are basically huge rolls of paper that slide all the way down, and they give you a nice bright color in the background. Or you could do glitter fabric or printed paper kind of stuff. Like there's a lot of different options. Fabric is the cheapest. Printed paper or like paper background rolls, whatever, are more expensive. And then there's also like material that is sold in like rolls that you can also use for backdrops. So it's really up to you in what your budget is, but again, you can also use your wall, which is free. If you're interested in finding out where I buy my paper backdrops, I'll leave a link down below. And when it comes to fabric, honestly, just go to any fabric store in your area and look. Okay, so next topic is editing. There's 3 different ways you can go. There's 2 different ways you can go about this. There's always the cheaper one and the more advanced one. So the cheaper one is obviously free. It comes with your computer. If you have a Mac, your computer will come with Movie Maker. If you have a PC, it'll come with Windows Movie Maker. So you can choose if you want to stick to that. Those are also very basic editing tools. When you get more advanced, you can either switch to Final Cut Pro or Adobe Premiere Pro, whatever. So that's the Windows version of, I guess, Final Cut. So if you don't need a MacBook to edit your videos. You can just use your PC and then download Adobe Premiere Pro and edit from there. I know a lot of YouTubers who use that, and it's also a great software. Some people do say it's better than Final Cut. I don't know, I'm more of a Final Cut kind of person. But those are the 2 options when it comes to editing. If you do take videos on your phone, you can also download apps that you can edit on your phone. Personally, when I like edit any video on here, I just use Movie Maker and keep it simple because it comes with my phone. When it comes to Final Cut, if you watch someone's video and you see that they have all these cool different effects, and you're like looking through your Final Cut and you're like, girl, I don't have that. Where'd you get that? Where do you do that? How do you set that up? You don't actually have to like make it in your Final Cut, because that can, like, you could probably look at it and you're probably like, how in the world did you do that? Those are called extensions or plugins, whatever you want to call it. Those are Final Cut plugins. Basically, you can go to a website and buy a plugin, which is basically this addition to your Final Cut. So if you see someone doing a makeup tutorial and they have a hand or like a thing pop up and point to a text and it pops up and like all this fancy stuff, that's usually a plugin. Or if you have like cool, I don't know, if you see like a hand come up and hold a product or whatever, it's usually a plugin. Or if you see that their skin is extra smooth and like something just looks different, they probably have a skin smoothening plugin. So if you want to update or advance your Final Cut, you can go to websites to buy plugins. I will leave down below my favorite website to buy plugins. It's Pixel Film Studios, I think, and each plugin is about $30. So obviously pick the one that you need the most, because you don't want to be spending hundreds of dollars on plugins that you're not going to use. But you can also do plugins that aren't necessarily effects. But you can do ones that can help you have an amazing intro or an amazing outro or an amazing whatever it is. There's so many different plugins. You can literally use them for anything. Even if you're doing a video for work or for school and you want to do it on Final Cut Pro, you can find amazing plugins that will present your video in a certain way. So plugins are just extra additions into your Final Cut that'll make your editing look even cooler than it already is with the standard Final Cut. Okay, so the next thing is thumbnails. How do people get all these fancy thumbnails with pictures floating and all these bright words? For me, there's been 2 options. So either I use PicMonkey.com and I pay for the premium. I think you have to pay no matter what now, I'm not sure. But I use PicMonkey.com and I upload my picture and I add stickers. Sometimes I'll erase the background to like make it like a floating image, or I'll just Google PNG whatever, PNG emojis or PNG this, and like PNG basically means the background is invisible, so the item is just there by itself. So when I do that, I can stick that onto my pictures, onto my whatever, as like a floating image, and that's how I edit my thumbnails. If that's not detailed enough for you, you can also use Photoshop. I do not know how to use Photoshop, but Photoshop is also an option for a lot of people when it comes to thumbnails. Some people are really good at it and they can figure their way out through the whole system and make really cool thumbnails. Personally, I cannot do that, but PicMonkey is what I use. Photoshop is the other option, so you can obviously choose what you want to do. Or there's also the option of having just a still from your video and just leaving it as that. But sometimes having a thumbnail that has a little extra stuff does get more attention. Okay, so let's get into the like money part of YouTube. AdSense. So how does YouTube pay its people? It uses Google AdSense, which is what basically how it works is they put ads on your video and those ads make money and that pays you. So you get a percentage. I think it's 55% of the ad money goes to you, 45 goes to YouTube. So Google AdSense is how you basically make your money outside of sponsorships. So how much do YouTubers really make? It really depends on their AdSense, the ads they're playing on their videos, how many videos they have, how many ads are actually going through their channel kind of thing, and how many sponsorships they're getting. So it's honestly really different for everybody. It's up to you to maximize how much you make. So getting into that, monetizing your videos. You can only monetize now after you have 10,000 views on your channel. When I started YouTube, you can monetize like right away. So I was making like cents at a time that I still got paid out eventually. And so now you have to wait to make 10,000 views, and then I guess that's when your channel's at a good place and it'll probably be regularly making a few dollars. It does take time, so if you're doing it for the money, you're gonna be waiting a while. So do not rush into it, do it because you're passionate about it. So when it comes to sponsorships, how do you get sponsorships? Basically, companies will either reach out to you and ask you, hey, we really like your content, can you post about this or make a video about this and we will pay you X amount of dollars, or they'll say they won't even offer money and they'll just send you the product. So sometimes if you're a smaller YouTuber, you'll kind of just say, is it worth me doing it for free because I like the product, or do you think this is a little bit too much work and I'm not a huge fan of all of this stuff, so I'm going to take this as a personal job and charge something. That is up to you to charge them if they do not offer. So when it comes to sponsorships, that's where people make the most amount of money. Some YouTubers can make thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars off of one sponsorships. Think about the big companies like Coke, Listerine, like Aveeno, like all these huge companies that are paying YouTubers to do videos. That's basically a commercial with one person. So they can put, a big budget commercial is probably like, a big budget commercial to run like a few weeks probably costs a company like $1 million. So if they can pay a YouTuber $10,000 to get a good commercial, basically an advertisement that runs forever because it's on YouTube, for $10,000, you think they're not gonna do it? No, honestly. So these big companies are actually saving by paying YouTubers what we think is a lot, but for them to put on a whole production to make a commercial is a lot more expensive. So paying these little YouTubers to have these advertisements out permanently all the time is a lot cheaper for the companies. So they make a lot of money from these sponsorships, and that's where YouTubers make most of their money. So once you get to that point, it's important to make sure people know that you're a business owner and that you work for money. You cannot just advertise somebody's company for free while you're sitting at home editing, filming, and spending time doing something for them just for one product. Hello? If somebody goes and buys that one product, they're still making money, whereas I did not, you know what I mean? So sponsorships, that's how it works. If you want to know how you can reach out to companies, there's some websites like Grapevine and some other one that I'll link down below for you guys to check out, and you can actually submit to request like, hey, I'm a YouTuber, I'm interested in this product, I think this would work well with my channel kind of thing, and then they'll respond. They'll either accept or decline, and you can just go through all the different products that companies are trying to get out, and you can choose the ones that you think you would be good at advertising, and they will pay you what you're requesting. And again, they can accept it or they can decline it. But the same way you can do that on those websites, they can also reach out to you. But again, usually the best kind of sponsorships usually come through email. The companies will reach out to you themselves, or you can do it on Grapevine and find somebody great that matches and all of that stuff. Okay, so I'm sure you guys get that every YouTuber probably makes a completely different amount of money depending on what they post, their consistency, the sponsorships they get. Everyone is different. I'm sure depending on how many subscribers you have, you're probably making around the same like ballpark. But honestly, if you are not consistent and if you are not like really active on YouTube, companies will not reach out to you as much because they notice that your engagement is low and that you're just not as you're not getting as much traffic on YouTube as somebody who might have the same amount of subscribers as you, but they're getting a lot more things moving. And companies see these things. They use whatever websites and programs to kind of study YouTube websites and see what's really moving on YouTube, what's really popping, and they reach out to those people. I personally notice I get a lot of emails from companies when I have a video on my channel that is moving very quickly. I'm getting a lot of traffic and things are just like crazy. I can tell you right now, nobody is checking for me when my channel is dry, inconsistent, and slow. Like, I do not get any emails at those times, and I know exactly why. Okay, so since we're still on the topic of money, watch time is another thing that goes into that. So now YouTube has this thing where when you make a video that's past 10 minutes, you have the freedom to put ads wherever you want. So you cannot so YouTube doesn't just put an ad at the beginning or put an ad at the end, but you can literally put an ad every 10 seconds if you want, and all those ads that play make you money. So you can make a lot more money off those videos if they are longer. But again, not everybody wants to have every single video be more than 10 minutes long. So sometimes it'll just be like, whatever, it's not a big deal. But if your video is more than 10 minutes long, it's a nice little bonus, because then you can go in and add extra ads in there. And honestly, this is a job for most people, or not for most people, for a lot of people. So obviously they're gonna try to set it up in a way that there's ad breaks, just like when you're watching TV, because it is a long program or a long video. They obviously want there to be some breaks and ads just so it can kind of split up the video, but also so they can make a little bit more income on such a long video. Assuming that they worked harder on that video because it is longer, unless it's full of just like BS for 10 minutes, then it's like, damn girl, you could have really cut that down. But it is a nice little bonus. If you are a YouTuber, just know that after 10 minutes, you can go and customize where you want to put the ads. When it comes to making money, views are a huge thing more than like subscribers. That's what I know. That's what I've heard. I'm not an expert, but I've heard that views and watch time are what makes you money. So if people can sit and watch your whole 6-minute video, you get more like engagement, I guess, and watch time minutes and views, and like it just works up together apparently to give you more traffic. It just works better in your channel's like analytics, I guess, and getting more views is what makes you money, because then people are watching the ads. So then the AdSense is putting coins in your little bank. So if you're getting a subscriber and they're not watching anything, the subscriber count is just for show, because if the subscriber is subscribed and they're not watching anything on your channel, they are not helping your channel with the traffic, with the engagement, with the views. They're not helping move your channel. So having subscribers for show is just like, what? Push your videos and have people watch them. Have good content that people can watch all the way through. That is like the best thing ever, and that is the most beneficial thing, that people can watch your stuff all the way through, and that a lot of people can watch them, if that makes sense. Like, you don't want just a few people watching and like a bunch of subscribers. That does nothing for you. Okay, so the next thing is when it comes to giveaways. So bringing up your subscribers, things you can do is do giveaways, and that kind of brings attention to your channel. But if you're gonna do a giveaway, make sure you do something that falls within your niche. Or niche? I say niche. So if I'm doing natural hair videos, I'm not gonna be giving away a gift card to Fashion Nova, because then that brings a whole set of traffic that doesn't really care about my content. Instead, I'm gonna give away products for natural hair, because I know that's what I do and those are the people I want to come watch my videos. So if you're doing a giveaway, try to keep it specific. Don't do like an iTunes gift card, because literally anybody can come and enter and be like, I want it, and they're not really a supporter. So giveaways are great to kind of bring attention to your channel, kind of grow your subscriber count, but you do have to be specific with it if you do want to keep and get true followers who are actually going to engage with you and are actually going to like your content after the giveaway is done. So the next thing I have to talk about is to study and follow trends. Unfortunately and fortunately, YouTube is becoming very trendy, and there's certain waves of things that peak and that can bring a video, that can bring your channel to the top if you catch it and you follow it and you run with it. So there's certain things that you will see people doing. If it falls within your niche, jump on it and film the video right away before it passes, because you might lose an opportunity to kind of push your channel forward at a time where people are really looking for that specific video or looking for that specific topic. But in order to catch these trends, you have to watch a lot of videos. You have to watch YouTube. It's like if you're trying to become a doctor, you're gonna study, right? It's the same thing. If you want to take this seriously as a business, then you do have to study YouTube, study its trends, study the flow, see what people like within your niche, what they like to watch and what they like to participate in, and then try to kind of mimic that on your channel, I guess, in the best way possible. So take an idea or see a trend and like make it even better. So that's how you can get people's attention, because they're already looking out for that thing. Imagine if they see that thing times 10, like it's even better, you know what I mean? So it's good to just know what's going on, so when you get on YouTube, you're not making a video about something that happened 50 weeks ago, no one's checking for it anymore. So the next thing I'll talk about is consistency. Consistency is everything. Again, YouTube wants to make money just as much as you want to make money. So if they see you moving and they see you doing stuff, they're like, okay, she's moving around, we can make money off of her. Your channel is going to flow through YouTube a lot better than if you're just posting here and there. Posting here and there. It doesn't really get pushed into the traffic. When you are consistent, you are getting into the flow of YouTube and you are constantly moving and you're constantly making money, and YouTube is also making money. So when they see that you are doing something, your video will move quickly, because they obviously want to make money off people who are consistent, people who are getting traffic and people who are getting attention, people who are giving them money. So it just only makes sense. So if you are not consistent, your channel will be very stagnant and slow for a long time. Commit to a month of just doing it on top, like just being consistent, posting 3 times a week if you're a really small YouTuber, 3 times a week or more. I wouldn't say every day, because I feel like some of them will get washed up in the shuffle of things, but 3 times a week, maybe 4 times every other day for a month, and see how your channel will grow. One of those videos every like 10 or every few will spike or go further than you expect, and it's going to be a really nice rush of new subscribers, new viewers, and new attention. So being consistent is really the most important thing ever. Consistency is one thing, but that also ties into the engagement plus watch time thing. So if you're getting a lot of engagement, get people to comment, ask them to comment, give them ask them what their favorite whatever was and let them comment, tell them the thumbs up, ask them to and remind people that you want that sort of communication. Don't just say thanks for watching, bye. It's easier if you just tell them, and most people will. It's not that hard to comment down below and say great video, or comment down below and say I really like this hairstyle or whatever. It's always easy to just ask people to thumbs up the video or ask people to comment down below, and that increases your engagement. And when it comes to watch time, you just have to try to be creative with your editing and try to get people's attention all the way through the video. That I don't think I really know how to help with, but that is just something to keep in mind. Okay, so along with asking people to comment, it's also important to ask people to subscribe. Don't be scared, send it to your friends, ask them, hey, can you please subscribe to my channel, or comment down below, or tell people in the video, thanks for stopping by. Please subscribe to this channel. I would love for you to stick around. Tell people, because it's easy to forget. When I'm watching a video, I'm not thinking, oh yes, I'm gonna subscribe. Sometimes I just watch it and I leave. But when they say, don't forget to subscribe, I'm like, oh yes, girl, I'm not, and I click subscribe. So it's as easy as telling people or asking people, can you please subscribe to my channel? And usually people do. It doesn't hurt anyone to subscribe. And I think people don't really care to I don't know why people wouldn't. So if you just remind your viewers to subscribe, it can make it easier for you, and that can be a little step and a little easier. That can be a little thing that'll help your channel grow. Okay, so when it comes to YouTube apps that'll help you in your journey, I guess, I use TUBEBUDDY, which is an extension on my YouTube, and that gives you analytics of people's videos, and you kind of really see the inside of other people's stuff, and you can kind of learn from it in that way. I use YouTube Studio, which is an app on my phone, and YouTube Studio is basically how I can see all the comments on my videos in one place. I can see the subscribers, I can see all the analytics, I can see everything about my videos in one place, and it's kind of like my workspace. And besides Grapevine and the other, I forget what it's called, the other sponsorship website, that's also, those are not apps, but they're websites. And then there's Social Blue Book, which is another analytics kind of website, but this website can actually tell you for what you have on your channel, for your content, your subscribers, your watch time, and all that, how much you should be charging companies to do a video dedicated to their product. So it can help you kind of figure out what your budget is, or not your budget, what your charge, I guess, is, and kind of help you navigate YouTube while you're trying to grow a business, while you're transitioning from it just being for fun and trying to turn it into a business. These are all great tools that can help you stay on top of it and kind of figure out what steps you need to take. What else? I feel like I'm talking so much, but I hope this is helpful. I think that is all I can think of right now. If you guys have any questions, please comment them down below. I am open to helping you guys now while I can remember all these things, and I feel like when you get to a certain stage in your YouTube career, little things just fly away. I will link my equipment down below so you guys can check it out, because I think it is very affordable. I will link that all down below. I hope this video wasn't all over the place and that it was somewhat organized. I tried to organize my thoughts as best as I could, and kind of, yeah, but things kept popping into my brain while I was talking, so hopefully this is okay. And I hope this helped somebody who's trying to start a channel, who's trying to really shift it into more of like a business idea for them, which is nothing wrong with that. YouTube is a fun place, but it is also a place where you can make money and build opportunities for yourself. So please take advantage of it if that is your passion. Take these tips and try to grow your channel in that way if you're just starting off, and just keep it in mind. Stay organized, stay focused, stay consistent, and I'm sure you can do everything that you're planning to do here on YouTube, and good luck. And yeah, I hope these tips helped you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and of course about my other topics on my channel. Make sure you hit the notification button so you don't miss any videos. Thumbs up, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. Follow me on my social media, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!